Morning. Hey, we're live. Good morning. This is the 5 a.m. Master Scrum Show, and I'm Greg, Master Agile Coach and Scrum Master, and I'm messing with the lighting. Woohoo! And I hope you're doing okay. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, and we are here in the 5 a.m. Master Scrum Show to talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way so that you can get work done in a reasonable amount of time, bring more value to your customer, and have a little fun along the way. And it's Wednesday tonight is April 22nd. Um, doing a local IIBA Philadelphia virtual session. I think I put a link up before on how to get there on my LinkedIn page. And it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. We're going to do facilitated agendas. So it's a little topic as a skill set as an Agile coach or that anybody can use, especially BAs and people who organize meetings. It's really handy. So we're going to do that. It's like about an hour-long session and just cover one part of facilitated agendas and discuss that. So it should be good. We're going to do a virtual local meetup group. And it's open. I think it's open in public. At least you can email them. It's getting late, though, because it's going to be today. Two topics for today. One, I want to talk about little UX experience, and maybe the UX people out there can comment back to me because I sent something to one of my front end engineers and he didn't have a problem with something. I'm like, God, unbelievable. It's about telling your customers to zoom in and out on the product that they're working with. And then the other one I'll talk about, retro. Thinking about last night, I commented on a database guy on LinkedIn about how he suggested how to organize teams. And he had a centralized approach, a decentralized approach, and then a hybrid. And this is where all the geeky, called geeky, but smart people that do the data analysis. Do you keep them all centralized so they all have the skill sets and real high intents and they can help each other? Do you decentralize them, put it with the business teams so they can support the business teams and be in with the customer, or do you some kind of hybrid approach? And I asked a question about applying Scrum and Agile to his design or Scrum or some form of Scrum and how that might look. And we'll go over that too. So with that, and why do I have this? My cat, Bubbles, the spotted one that you see every once in a while. This is what I use. I put my little phone on it during the coronavirus. I got this. This is GoDaddy, right? I think it's GoDaddy. I believe it is. GoDaddy, yeah. Anyway, one of the local sessions, I got this one of the freebies. I use this thing for a long time. And I use it, I take my phone and I stick it on there, right? That's how I used to video stuff too, by the way. And because what I did was when I did the videos, you got the camera on here, right? So I would put it here so it'd film down to wherever I needed to go. It was really handy. It worked out pretty good. Anyway, and that's when I just started doing the video. And I find it on the stairs. I'm like, how the heck did this get here? So this apparently spotted cat is going around my office collecting stuff and taking it around the house in the middle of the night. Wait, no, everybody else is sleeping. Go figure that one out. Anyway, that's why it's there. Just because the cat's crazy. And it was just a fun story. So a little UX experience stuff. And maybe I'm wrong. I just don't believe when you design a UX experience that your solution to your problem when you built it is to tell your customer to zoom out or zoom in on the product so they can read it on your screen. Because this one guy built something that had two columns in it, and you're using your laptops or whatever because you're working remote, and you can't see all the information because it's too big to fit on the screen. And I think he can set it up differently. And he made one column that he took on the right-hand side and permanently marked it. And I have a problem with that because when you do that, everything on the bottom just doesn't ever show up. And it's all that wasted space on your screen because you decided that you needed to fix something in the top right. I think there's much better solutions to that. And but the guys answered to me as a customer, and I know enough about. Well, you can zoom in and out so you can see the whole thing. I'm like, well, one, I'm getting old, right? And I'm like, I don't want to zoom in and out to adjust for your coding capability, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think you should be telling the customer how to readjust their settings on their laptop or their computer so that they can see what you created. I remember when I used to work for Comcast, and we have a giant tower down in Philadelphia, and my group was building the metrics for measuring all the Scrum teams, right, in the business. And the way we meet, we at Comcast, they have conference rooms all scattered throughout the building, and they had big TVs. It was a really nice setup, and you never knew where you were meeting in anywhere in those conference rooms because it's like whatever room is available. Just imagine there's thousands of people in this building and only a couple conference rooms. There's a fight for conference rooms, right? And when we're building the metrics, our metrics were for senior executives and senior management. How do you measure how my teams are, how in progress, what's getting the value? And we build the dashboards and things. And my challenge to my team was, I said, you know, they're not going to be looking at these metrics on your laptop, which would be great. They're going to be in a conference room meeting talking about how teams are doing and everything. And they're going to have these screens. And I actually, personally myself, went through every floor in the building, checked out every room in the building, plugged my laptop in it, and found what the DPI and everything, the pixel settings was for each computer, each screen. It was pretty consistent. There was one or two screens that were smaller. But what I did with that information, I said, now guys, make your screens to fit on this setting. Do not use like 2000 by 3000 pixel settings or DPI settings on your screen, whatever one they like to use, so that it's really small, because I said it's not going to work on these screens. These screens are very simple. So that's how I did it. That's how I design my stuff. I design my stuff to take care of the customer, not so the customer has to recreate their environment to meet what I designed. You could do it either way. I think mine's better. This is me. Um, but when the guy told me you can zoom out and see the whole thing, I was like, yeah, no, I think you need to work better on your design and come up with a better way of sharing that information that's critical. I think you can. It's just too damn lazy to figure it out. But anyway, that's my Zoom feature. That's what I wanted to talk about. You as a design team telling your customer how to open their environment and what works, what doesn't work. And I know there's a lot of out there that says, like, IE, ours only works on Chrome and it doesn't work on IE. Yeah, it's fine if you want to make your first release doing that, but if there's still customers using those different systems, you got to go back a little bit and see what works, what doesn't work. That's my personal opinion. I just hit the microphone. Sorry about that, everyone. So that's a Zoom topic, and asking your customer to change their environment to suit your product output. I don't know. Maybe I get some UX people out there to tell me the guy's right or I'm wrong or something. That'd be great. So the next one we'll talk about, retro. Well, retro is the topic we're going to talk about. So you got 10 teams, right? And this guy gave us an area with a bunch of teams. And I do have my whiteboard, so we can kind of draw it out a little bit. And how do you do 10 teams, right? So let's say we did a retrospective and you got your retro down to an hour and you stayed to the book. But you have 10 teams working on the same project, kind of similar to a train, right? For safe people. And you have 10 teams. 10 teams, right? And they each do a retro. And it's 30 minutes long. Time 10. That means you do 300 minutes for the 10 teams. That's 5 hours, right? Do you think all 10 teams are going to sit for 5 hours to watch not a retro, for a review? I don't know why I wrote retro, but for a review? Yeah. Because you want to see the product line. Everybody wants to see what everybody built. Rather than do this, here's my logic. Because this is way too time consuming. And there's teams out there I saw that actually 2 hour, 3 hour reviews of the product, which is totally wrong. My logic is the teams, and we talked about this yesterday, the teams are getting approval as they go. They're meeting with the customer and getting feedback. And I know the review is to get that feedback element and how you do it. And maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, how to do feedback along the way with the teams to get reviews done. And so the team learns from the customer, right? So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll write that in my book for tomorrow. I just want to go this. How about each team gets 5 minutes? Okay. For a review. It's not that they demo everything, but maybe they pick as a team what they really liked, right? If you did that, it's now 50 minutes. So in 50 minutes, you can see what the team really liked, what they created that they want to share, they think other teams might benefit from over 10 teams. That's pretty good, right? So every team picks out some feature or something. It doesn't take 5 minutes to demo a feature, especially in the Scrum world. So 5 minutes is plenty of time. So within 50 minutes, we can get 10 teams worth of sprint reviews. So this is sprint review, right? And you get some interchange. So with that, I mean, it gives you like 2 minutes for team interchange, team questions, right? So now you can get all 10 teams. You give them 5 minutes each. It takes 50 minutes, and each team gets like 2 minutes or something. Yeah, no, like 1 minute. My math is wrong. 1 minute, which is plenty of time. Just ask a couple questions about, or one question related to the demo. If anybody had any questions, or at the end, you can give them your Slack account or your team account, and they can reach out to them. And that was my idea. That's how I grow and scale up this activity. It doesn't need to be a 5-hour review for the 10 teams. You just pick one feature out of the block that you think other teams, or maybe two, whatever you want to do for 5 minutes, and share that 5 minutes across all those teams. And I think that works pretty well. Just a way to do it, right? Because the idea is that I personally believe, because I've done this before, and I've done it with the 10 teams, to be honest with you. It took a little longer than an hour, but they demoed more work. But just 5 minutes, pick a feature or two, demo it on the screen so everybody can see what it is. So some people, like maybe you're handing off stuff for exchange, and this way they can see where the data went and where the end product ended up with whatever they fed you or worked on you with you. And plus they'll have an idea what's going on. It just freshens it up in their brain because they're so concentrated on what they're doing, they don't see the whole world. And I think this is really important to do it. And you don't want to do it. I know in SAFe they have a systems demo, and the systems demo happens once a PI. I'll be honest with you, if I have 10 teams that develop that much work, that's a lot of stuff, man. I don't know if that systems demo really does the credit, but I think this idea gets you along the way. I'd rather chip at it every sprint and so that everybody know what's going on than wait a whole PI for that effect. That's one thing I like the PI. I like the retro. I like the fact that they're getting everybody to do a systems demo across the whole thing and how it all operates, and there is something to it. But I do think like a little mini review with all the teams benefits all the teams. So that's what I got. Give us thoughts, what your feedback is on those topic items. especially UX with the zoom, telling your customer in order for you to see it, you need to zoom out 85, 25%. It's like, yeah, no, I don't like that design at all. And then the other thing is the sprint review, having 10 teams run a review. And maybe I'll talk, if I ever get any feedback on the one comment I did the other day, I'll share that with you all too. And then tomorrow I will talk about reviewing during the sprint, right? Reviewing the product, because how else you get the points, right? Anyway, it's 15:29. We're out of here. Ring the little bell if you like what you hear, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Happy scrumming. Hope you're all doing well, and take care of yourselves and your family. All right, take care. Bye. See ya.